Alright, I went ahead and started on my earth boxes, even though it's much too cold out right now and rainy. It's been hitting the 30s, low 30s at night for at least a good week now, so there ain't no planting outside. But I did go ahead and start my earth boxes so the lime and the fertilizers and the watering and all that can be kind of doing its thing and kind of seasoning, I guess you could say. They're not fully complete yet. I do have the soil and the troughs are full of water, and I've added the fertilizer strip and all the dolomite, and I actually put a little extra fertilizer in the soil as well, because this is that Miracle Grow soil, and I wanted a little more potassium and some other things than nitrogen, so I added a little extra in the soil itself in addition to the fertilizer strip. They're not complete yet. They're not ready to plant. You still, at this, as you can see, the soil is level with the container. And what you actually do is you mound the soil up a couple inches before planting, putting the cover on and planting and all that. So the thing, when it's ready, it looks like a big loaf of bread, is what it ends up looking like. And that helps with the runoff. When it rains, helps the rain run off, and it gives you that extra soil. The fertilizer strip is on this side by the water tube. It's right down through here. And my tomatoes will go one in each corner on this side. One thing I found out is that when you fill these with soil, you pack in the bottom, there's the section where the soil goes down into the water trough. You pack that down in there, and then when you fill this with soil, you take your fist and you pack this soil and make a sort of a column at each corner. That it's just a tightly packed column of soil at each corner, and that helps that wicking action. And then the reason you would think you would put the fertilizer on this side and then have your plants here, that's not how it works. The reason you have the soil beyond the plants, or the fertilizer, I mean, is that if you had it on this side, due to the wicking action and the way this thing operates, the water flows from this side and through towards the side with the pipe. So if you had your fertilizer on this side, it would actually move your fertilizer over into your plants. So you actually have your plants here, your fertilizer, and it circulates this way. So you always make sure you do that right if you do one of these. You burn your plants up if you don't. And I did do the pantyhose sock. I put my fertilizer in a pantyhose sock, so when I do move them around and get them out there and all that, the fertilizer doesn't get jostled around. And when it dries out, cracks will form in here, and you have to be careful that your fertilizer doesn't get down in that crack and into your roots. So I like that idea of the pantyhose. Plus, if the container was to fall over, I could still recover my fertilizer and get my soil back in and kind of get it back to normal. It's not a total disaster, and stuff is just all over the ground. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I've got 4 of them. And I'm going to do a little experiment. These 2 here on the left, I use the system that came, I use the fertilizer and lime that came with the kit. And then when I ordered a couple more of these boxes, I just got the basic box. So in these 2, I'm using my lime, dolomite lime, and my fertilizer. So it'll be a little bit of a comparison. Plus I split the colors as well, darker and a lighter box, darker and lighter. And just kind of see if there's much difference. It's going to be hard to tell because I'm going to have 8 different types of plants in here, so plants grow differently. So it's going to not be much of a scientific experiment, but yeah, I might see a general trend or something between their fertilizer, which is a much different number than what I used, and mine is organic. But yeah, we'll see. I've still got to do the support system, my idea for the support system, which I pretty much have figured out now. But I'll show that when I get to that point.